Hey guys, welcome back to the Watches and Giggles channel. I'm Chris from Chicago. First off, as always, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're returning, guys, thank you so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Guys, I am super pumped in today's video to bring you a year review with the Rolex GMT Master 2 Batman, Batgirl, BLNR, whatever we want to call it. I'm just super humbled to have owned this watch for a year. And we're going to get into my thoughts and feelings of ownership after that year. But before we do, guys, we'll see what I'm wearing. And today I have on another GMT, the Tudor Diet Pepsi GMT. This is my newest acquisition, and I'm loving every minute of ownership. But besides the GMT function, guys, these watches couldn't wear differently or look differently aesthetically. And we will be doing a comparison video shortly, as well as a review with this watch once I've had more wrist time. But all right, guys, let's get into the review. Quickly, if you've never seen it before, we'll get into what the watch comes with when you buy it from an AD. This is your booklet to show you how to use the watch, how to set the time, how to use the clasp, and it's a nice greenish, goldish color by Rolex, their signature colors, which is beautifully done. Now we'll get into the warranty card. On the back here, you'll see the warranty service booklet worldwide, as well as cover up the serial number. There's the model number. And then on the back here, cover up my name, and you can see the purchase date. Okay, well, I thought I purchased this on the 19th last year, but I guess it was the 20th, so it's a 364-day review of the Batgirl, but that's all right. And it's nicely done by Rolex. I will say with the warranty card, guys, it looks like in 2020, Rolex is not putting your name on it, which, you know, I'm sad to see that go. I thought it was a nice touch and even personalized it a little more, the buying experience from an AD, but what can you do? Hopefully Rolex brings that back in the future. And then you'll have the two different tags here, the bezel protector, and then the hang tag, which is so nicely done by Rolex. All right, but let's get into the watch itself, guys, and my thoughts and feelings of ownership. So with the bezel, first we'll go with the color combination. We'll start off there. I think the color combination makes the most sense. If you guys didn't know, this is Rolex's first time putting two colors on one ceramic bezel. That is not this watch per se, but the original Batman on the Oyster was the first time Rolex was able to put another color on a ceramic bezel. So that's kind of cool. And then with that said, I think it's a perfect combination, the color combination for a GMT watch, is you have blue for day and black for night. So it's very easy to indicate the time when you're traveling. And then the blue there, I think, oh, it's so magnificent and it matches almost perfectly. I will say in some lights, it doesn't look like an exact match, but in other lights it does. As when you're in a darker light, this kind of fades to almost a black bezel. And when you're in the sun, it is a poppy blue. That blue just pops. And I love it. I love the color blue. I love blue. So if you love blue, this watch should definitely be on your radar if you can find one at an AD. And I know that is a chore, guys. Sorry about that. It's just the way it is with the Rolex game. But now we'll move on to the dial. The dial is a glossy black dial, which does have some light play in the sun. The maxi dial, I think, is so easy to read. The indices are beautifully done in white gold, and the numbers here are dusted in platinum. You can also see the bezel is a coined edge and also very sharp to the finger. It is very nicely done. But with that said, the clicks of the bezel are not satisfying like my Sea Dweller. It's nicely done. It's bi-directional. It works properly. There's no play in it, but I'm a fidget spinner, and it doesn't give me that satisfying feeling like the Rolex Sea Dweller does. But that's okay. Watches can't be perfect, and this watch isn't. Also, we'll see on the crown here, it is a trip-lock crown. It is 100 meters of water resistant. You can take it in the ocean or the pool. I have not, is when I've wanted to go in the pool. I wear my Sea Dweller because that's what it's made for, going in the water. But the polished sides here, guys, are very well done by Rolex. They don't do the best polishing, in my opinion, but it is very well done for what is supposedly a tool watch. But this watch, and with that said, is a little confused. And what do I mean by that? Well, this does harken back to the original GMT Master on the Jubilee, which is that's fine, I should say, as the Oyster bracelet was actually kind of odd because Rolex started out with the Jubilee. And that may be very well worth more money down the road, the original Batman, because of that oyster bracelet. Most people like it because here with the Batgirl, they have thinned out those lugs a little bit. It doesn't have as large of a maxi case, but it's confusing as, is it a dress watch? Is it a sports watch? I don't know. Most people think the Pepsi makes more sense on the Jubilee, which I haven't owned one, so I can't, speak on that. But in my opinion, you can wear this watch with anything, from the boardroom to a suit to at the beach with some shorts and a t-shirt. I think you can make this watch work for anything. But if anything, I will say it is a little bit more of a dress watch because of that Jubilee. Now, speaking of that Jubilee, the polished center links. Now, on the original Batman with the oyster, they scratch much easier than this, as the Jubilee does a better job of hiding those scratches, in my opinion, which is nice. I actually really like that. Then the clasp here, sorry guys, a little smudgy, but I do have some micro scratches. I am very careful as I try not to bang it around. And the case back here, no writing by Rolex, just a plain case back, but we are very used to that. So what can I say negatively about this watch? Well, I don't have too much, guys. It keeps time in the specs that it's supposed to, -2, +2 a day, and it is beautiful on the wrist. So let's get it on the wrist. Let's get the Rolex GMT Diet Pepsi off, and we'll get the Batgirl on. And this is definitely the most comfortable bracelet, guys, I have ever owned. It just melts on your wrist. You can see I have a 7 3/4 inch wrist, and it doesn't look too small in my opinion. I believe the height there is 12.4 millimeters, somewhere around there, 12.7. I'm not exactly sure, but somewhere around there. I do believe it's under 13 millimeters, and it is a 40 millimeter case in diameter. And with the bigger wrist, I still think it looks quite wonderful. So guys, that's going to do it. Just really my thoughts and feelings on ownership of this watch. I have no plans on selling it anytime soon. Absolutely love this watch. Absolutely love the blue color as it just pops in the light, in my opinion. But guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.